But right now, it is Wednesday. It's 8:32. That can only mean we're talking to our friends at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Rich Desrosiers, kind enough to join us every week at this time and talk about the Pro Football Hall of Fame and what they've got going on. So let's do it yet again. How we doing, Rich? Good morning.
We're doing well. How are you?
Doing all right, man. Finally got some beautiful weather over here. I'm sure it's looking beautiful over there at the Hall of Fame right now.
No, it's raining really hard over here. What are you talking about?
Oh, man. I wouldn't be shocked at this point.
Right.
Wouldn't be shocked. Rich, before we get into the stuff with the Hall of Fame stuff, I was watching on TV. I was watching at home the USFL games on Fox and NBC this weekend. I love it because every time there's a game in Canton, they make sure they're coming back from one commercial break or when they have a time in the game, and they got some awesome footage inside the Hall of Fame, and they mention it and they show it off and they make it look so good. It's got to be awesome for you guys to sit back and see on these TV broadcasts.
It is, and I had the opportunity to meet one of the producers who was coming in to collect some of that footage, and he said he specifically asked to be centered in the Canton hub of the USFL for the express reason that he got to go to the Hall of Fame.
That's awesome.
He could have been in one of the other hub cities, and he said no, he was high person on the totem pole, so he got the pick, and his first draft pick was to come to Canton specifically because it's the home of pro football. So,
awesome. And I saw pictures of the wheel, the zip line. They were showing everything. They were showing everything you guys have. They were just making Canton and the Pro Football Hall of Fame in particular it look as awesome as it is, and I think it's great to bring it to the entire country on these broadcasts.
And sometimes when you're down in the down at ground zero where it's happening, you lose the perspective of what this means nationally. We maybe we take for granted that the Hall of Fame is here and the Hall of Fame Village are here, but for this guy, this producer who's out of Los Angeles, this is the epicenter of professional football, and this is where he wanted to be. So I think it's nice for me to be reminded of that occasionally, how lucky we are to have this in our backyard.
Absolutely, it is. It's a treasure. I'm glad it's here. I'm glad we have it. It's so amazing. I always tell people too, because you guys are so good at constantly acquiring new items, new artifacts, constantly changing some things out. I always say, if you go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, say in January during the winter, you go back in the spring or summer, you're going to see things that weren't there the last time you were there.
And we are really close. We have had such a great relationship with this new class coming in, the class of 2023. The artifacts that they are donating to the hall to be part of their personal locker display, that's going to be unveiled a couple of weeks, I'd say, to finish getting that all put together. That's going to be really special. About 2 weeks from today, I'm going to tease a little bit. We're looking for something really special from the new artifact standpoint, maybe 2 weeks from today. And then, like I said, shortly thereafter, the new lockers for the class. So like you said, it's just new stuff all the time and visitors all the time who, for them, this is it. This is their football mecca.
Yeah. You're talking about 2 weeks from today, that being exciting. In 8 days from today, though, there's going to be an amazing show happening over at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium with Kevin Hart, right?
Kevin Hart's coming. The reality check tour. We all need a reality check, right?
Yes, we do. Yes,
yeah.
we do.
And Kevin's going to give it to us.
Absolutely.
That's going to be a lot of fun. We joke around here about the weather, and I know you've talked a little bit about it this morning. It is a beautiful day today, and fingers crossed. I mean, who knows what 8 days from now is going to bring and how accurate an outlooking forecast like that is. But 8 days from today looks like it's going to be a nice night. What a great way to spend it than to be here and having some good laughs.
Absolutely. And there are some tickets still available. You can get them at HOFvillage.com.
Right.
If you want to go to the show, don't miss out. It's going to be an awesome night in Canton. And what I love is that more and more we're bringing these big acts to everybody here in Stark County and the surrounding counties. We're not having to make the trip to Cleveland. We're able to do it right here in our own backyard. So
yeah. And as more and more of the retail venues come online at the Village, it used to be you'd come to the Hall of Fame and you'd have a great experience and you'd walk out the door and you'd say, okay, now what? Well, the now what is, go up the hill to one of the restaurants or, not too far into the future, the now what's going to be, all right, that was fun. Now let's go into that water park.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what this was all envisioned, several years ago. And after, having to clear a few hurdles, we're getting there.
We are. And it's exciting. It's really exciting to watch.
All right, Rich. Now let's get into a really cool thing that is coming to the area in the future here. The Hall of Fame Racing Series. Lauren and I were reading up on this this morning, and I know there are so many. I'm not one of them, but there are so many people that love running. I mean, I know people that go to Cleveland, Columbus, Pittsburgh, all over, just to run in these 5Ks, these 10Ks, things like that. The Hall of Fame Racing Series, so interesting, so different and unique. But a lot of people might not have heard about this, so please, if you could explain what exactly the Hall of Fame Racing Series is, I think people are going to be really interested in what's coming.
So this past Sunday was the last Hall of Fame Marathon, or Canton Marathon. It's had a couple of different names. It's a reimagining of something that grew very popular, but we think this is, if you'll pardon the pun, this is taking it to the next step. This is going the next step here. A 4-race series of events, a 10K, 5K, a 6K, and a half marathon. Woo! And okay, why? Anybody who knows is into running at all has probably heard of marathon, half marathon, 5K, and 10K. So why throw this kind of oddball 6K race in there? Well, if you add all of those distances together, it equals a full marathon. So that's kind of our goal here, is to get people out to do 4 races between April and August of 2024, and together they can say they ran a marathon if they do all 4 of the events. And why the Hall of Fame's doing this, and we're partnering with Jim Chaney and the group Run to You Racing.
Yep.
And they really know, they're the experts in this. We are along for the ride. Again, pardon. Is it too early to just keep rolling these out? Is that I'm trying to become. I want to be hooked up with Kevin Hart here, and I'm hoping I'm working on my material.
Okay.
I got a long way to go. I get it. Our desire is to make something available to people that really just about anybody can do. And in addition to the races themselves, will be a program to train for the races. So, excuse me, in February, March, you begin a program that leads you up into the training camp 10K, so that you're ready to go when that race comes next April. And then you have the 5K and the 6K, and then you use those events to prepare you for the half marathon that'll be just after Enshrinement Week next August. So, it's really about general health and wellness and fitness, and getting people moving, because we know the benefits of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that is awesome. I think that's gonna be really cool. It's very unique. It's different. I think, and I know all the runners listening right now are already like, whoa, when can I sign up? How can I get involved in this?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yep. Hall of Fame, I want to peek here. I want to make sure I get it right. HallOfFameRun.com is where they can learn a lot more information, and get on that list and start getting the material. And one of the things that Run to You Racing is really known for is all the swag that comes with their race. Great shirts. Shirts, great medals. There'll be a lot of awards in different age groups, gender groups. These are events that can be run or walked, and they are also events that can be done remotely. And so, if you we know that the Hall of Fame is a national brand, and so our messaging can get out coast to coast. Hey, if you want to be part of the Hall of Fame race series and you live in Seattle, Washington, or Orlando, Florida, or Boston, Massachusetts, you can run these races virtually and be part of this family. So that's something else we're really excited about.
Yeah, that's very cool.
That is awesome. Rich, we're going to get your request for your call Wednesday here before I let you go, but I just got to tell you, it's awesome to talk to you, and the whole time just stare at the monsters of the Midway picture behind you as a Bears fan.
There you go. How about that, huh?
Strategically placed
back there. Strategically placed just for you.
Oh, I just stare at it like, oh man, monsters of the those were the days.
Yeah, you
Rich.
think he's looking at you, and now you know he's not.
It's Mike Singletary's behind him. What am I supposed to do?
If Mike Singletary were here, I'd be looking at him too.
Right.
I understand. I get it. I understand. And if Dick Butkus walked in this building, my knees would turn to jello.
I would.
That was my guy growing up. And if you see that picture there, which is strategically mounted to the top of the coat rack, it's the funny thing is I wanted to put that picture on a wall somewhere and my hands were full. So I just popped that picture on the top of the coat rack to put it somewhere while I tried to figure out where to hang it on the wall. And I kind of looked at it and I said, I kind of like it there.
Leave it there.
It's different. So I'm hoping someday that Mr. Butkus gets a chance to actually see that on display. That was my boyhood. That's who I wanted to be as a boy.
That is fantastic. All right, before we let you go, Rich, as always, it's your call Wednesday. And for coming on the show, we got to give you a free request.
All right. Well, I do try to keep these on theme. So how about Run to You by Bryan Adams?
Oh, we got that, man. We'll get that on. Rich, can't thank you. Thank you for taking the time to join us this morning. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All right. Rich Desrosiers, Pro Football Hall of Fame, joins us every Wednesday.